You are watching WCSD from the Calloway County School District.
Hello and welcome to this month's Sheriff's Report. We have with us today Sheriff Sam Steger as well as a guest, if he'd like to introduce himself.
Sure. This is Nathan Baird. Nathan is our telecommunications director there at the Sheriff's Office. He takes care of overseeing the dispatch center, the phone lines and all the radio system dispatching for all of our county entities, all the fire departments, the Hazel Fire and Rescue, us, EMS. So he oversees that and is the director there. So we're glad to have him.
I understand that you've got a summer camp that will be going on this year.
Sure. I thought today we'd spend a little bit of time talking about our summer camp. We're starting to get into the spring season, which is when we start gearing up for our the Sheriff's Boys and Girls Ranch Camp. The ranch is up in Gilbertsville, which is just up in Marshall County, so it's fairly local to us. And it began back in 1975. They developed a program, so really it's a camp for kids that are less fortunate. The families may not be able to afford to send them to a camp. So we try to send, what we do here in Callaway is we send 5 boys and 5 girls in the summer, a week apart, and they go up to the ranch and spend a week there, kind of like a mentoring type camp. There's a lot of outdoor activities. They learn some discipline type stuff. They make their bed, take care of their camps that they're in. They sleep in their dorms, their cabins, I guess is what you would call them. And basically, they spend a week up there trying to learn about themselves. So it's a great camp. It's local. What we've done this year is Nathan has taken a lot of time so far to develop a program that he's going to talk about. And then after he gets done kind of telling about that program, I'll go back into another project that we'll be looking into doing here after this gets up and going.
So could you tell us about the project that you're working on?
Yeah, on April 1st, we're going to have a vendor event out at the old Southern States building across from the Callaway County Fire Rescue on Sycamore Street. We're going to have vendors come in and sell their wares and stuff like that. We're also going to make it an event. We actually have a food truck that's going to come down, Pit Stop Barbecue coming down. Bean auction, Darrell Bean auction is coming in, and they're going to auction off some items that we're going to get donated and stuff like that. We got possibly a jump house coming in for some kids, some face painting, and make it kind of an event so that people can come down, buy some stuff from our vendors, as well as have a good time down there and things of that nature. It's going to be, the vendors can come to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, and there's a form on there. It's Facebook Callaway County Sheriff's Office, and there's a form on there. They can fill it out. It's a $40 fee to sell your stuff, and then a $10 donation for an item to be auctioned off. And then if you just want to come, the day of, you just come down. It's going to be from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night. We're looking at the auction around 1 o'clock. Like I said, we're going to have food there and stuff like that you can buy, and make it just a good old event. Spend a few hours down there and look around, try buying some stuff from some people. All the money's going to go to the Sheriff's Office Boys and Girls Ranch. Anything that we take in that day is going to go to the Sheriff's Office Boys and Girls Ranch. While we're there, we're also going to be collecting items for the ranch. Every year, last year, the Sheriff's Office took in close to $5,000 worth of items to be donated to the ranch. I think we got like 18 bicycles, a bunch of Freezy Pops, just different things that the ranch uses throughout the year for each one of the different people. This year, they put out a wish list of stuff that they need. They're really in short supply of some like medical stuff, Band-Aids and stuff like that, as well as they're asking for sunscreen and anti-itch cream, because they're always out during camps and stuff like that, so the mosquitoes and stuff are getting them. So they're looking for donations of that nature, and we're accepting those at the Sheriff's Office now until, I'll accept them all year, and we'll get them down to the ranch. So we're doing that also with the ranch this year.
All right, and could you tell us maybe a little bit about the project that you're working on?
Sure. Besides the donations, we last year we kind of changed things. Last year in the previous year we've hosted a golf tournament to kind of supplement the funds needed to support the ranch because everything is free there for the kids at the ranch. So, but Nathan came up with a great idea last year. We decided we would, instead of giving the monetary donation from the golf event, we would just come up with making the donation of the things that they needed, and the Calloway County residents stepped up to the plate. We practically ran the ranch on our donations from Calloway County last year. They really did. So we're looking to do that again with those items there, and you can take those any time. The other thing we have going, actually, is kind of twofold here. I come on here usually and we tell about the local scams that we have going on, and I tell you to be cautious of what you're donating to and what you get in the mail and stuff. But what I want to get out to the people is the ranch has just sent out a mailer, probably to most of the Callaway County residents, and what you'll be getting is you're actually getting a letter that will have, it's from me, it has my picture on it, the Callaway County Sheriff's Office, and it's a donation form is what it is. It's a membership, so to speak, an honorary membership to the ranch. So you can donate via that form, mail it back to the ranch. You can drop by the sheriff's office. And anytime you have any questions about that or any other thing that you're going to give or donate to, just call down the office. I can tell you whether it's a scam. Most of our deputies can tell you whether it's a scam or not. But that is legitimate. We are doing that kind of drive for the sheriff's ranch. And like I say, it's a mailing, so you're going to get that in the mail. Probably most people, I believe they mailed beginning of last week, so most people probably have it by now. But if you have any question about it, feel free to call down the office, and we'll explain whatever questions you have about it.
All right, we have one more quick question before we go into our break. We know that earlier this month we saw the Super Bowl in the NFL, and I've always heard all my life that the police patrol kind of ramps up a little bit during that day. Could you maybe tell us if there's any truth to that and what the purpose is?
Well, basically, when we see special events coming on, whether it be an event like the Super Bowl or the World Series or somewhere where there might be larger gatherings, we might see some problems, or somewhere where we want to focus on maybe some DUI issues that might accompany those events, then yes, we put extra manpower out. Holidays, any kind of event like that, a lot of agencies do that. They like to ramp up because the call volume goes up. So we want to make sure that we're prepared to answer those calls to come in. So when we see an event like that, yes, we do have some extra manpower available to answer calls if the call volume does rise.
All right, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with this month's edition of the Sheriff Report.
First, I didn't take him seriously. I had heard the stories, but I thought they were way overblown. But over time, he became, really annoying. Everywhere I went, he had to follow. And bossy, so bossy. Let's go outside now. No, I'm talking to Jack. Outside now. It's pouring. Outside now. Well, fine. He was so needy. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, yeah, you did, a little while ago. But I miss you so much. He started taking my money.
We're back with the February edition of the Sheriff Report, and we've heard about a teen driving course that will be going on called the Alive at 25 program. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I can. The Alive at 25 course is designed to help our young drivers under the age of 25 and actually focuses really on the 16, 17, 18-year-old who are getting a graduated driver's license, to teach them some safety, road safety issues. It's an online course, or it's a course that you can come to the school. Trooper Jay Thomas with the Kentucky State Police is actually putting on one of those this weekend, I believe, this Saturday, and I believe it's from 8:30 to 12:30. And it's either here or at the middle school, maybe at the middle school. But you can check that out. The kids that have their intermediate license, You have to take that course at some point in time before you get your full driver's license. So I encourage the kids to go ahead and get that behind you. Learning early when you get your driver's license is always the best scenario. I wish we could get a course where we could have the kids actually do some hands-on driving and learn to avoid overcorrecting and what to do if you do run off the roadway. You know, us as police officers, we go through that training. We're trained to take that car off the roadway into a ditch and pull it back up without wrecking or overcorrecting. And I think it would be important if we could see a program like that come along to our school kids or kids that are just getting their driver's license to teach them how not to overcorrect. That's probably one of the biggest things we see in teen crashes is overcorrecting. They drop off the edge of the road and they whip that steering wheel back up thinking they're going to whip it back up on the road, and they overcorrect, losing control, overturn. So hopefully that program will eventually blend into something like that. But the Live at 25 program is a great program. And like I say, any of the kids that are out there watching, you can register for that this week. And it'll be taught right here in our school system. So it's a good program.
All right. We saw earlier this month, and even a little bit last month too, a string of break-ins that were occurring around the area. Are they still going on? Or?
They have actually died down. It seems like when we put a little pressure, get the little word out that the areas we're focusing on, and we've made a couple of arrests, then those slow down. And they have fortunately slowed down. Break-ins have kind of subsided for a little bit, hopefully for good, but that trend will come back. It always does, unfortunately. But when you take those few people off the street, it creates awareness, gets our problem people off the road and out of our property. And right now we're seeing a little lull in that, so that's good. So,
all right, before we let you get out here, we've got to look at our Fugitive of the Month, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about that.
Fugitive of the Month this month is Ray Perry Caldwell. Mr. Caldwell is a white male, 29 years old. He currently is wanted for failing to appear in the court for possession of a controlled substance, first degree, leaving the scene of an accident, and bail jumping in the second degree, which means he has had a bail on him, a bond, and he's failed to report back to court for that. So we're looking for Mr. Caldwell. Last known area that he was in the Coles Campground Road area or out in Riviera Courts, which is here in the city on the north end of town. Coles Campground is out on the northwest end there. So we don't know what Mr. Caldwell is driving, but if you see Mr. Caldwell, Crime Stoppers is offering a reward for his arrest. 270-753-9500 is the number to Crime Stoppers. And you can be eligible for a reward if you turn in the information that leads to his arrest.
All right. Well, we thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
And we thank you for tuning in to this February edition of the Sheriff's Report.